everybody, this is Tracy here for another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here to recap Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 10, Episode 15, which was titled Let There Be Light and Love. And as we are talking about light and love, I want to thank everybody who has hung in there with me through all the YouTube changes. Thanks to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you to those who will subscribe to the channel. Thank you to those who comment, who rate the videos. I just want you guys to know that you are appreciated. And I don't know when I'm going to reach 1,000 subscribers so that I can regain my partnership. But I'm going to try and hang in there with you guys. And then I also want to add to the fact that YouTube has kicked all of us off the partner platform because we didn't have 1,000 subscribers. And now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but now you're getting more ads added to the videos that are in the partnership program. I guess to make up for kicking us off now, they don't have as many videos to appease the advertisers. So the next time you're on a partnered platform, notice that instead of getting one video, you're now getting 2 videos at a time. So where it tells you, if you don't want to see the ad, you can stop after 4 seconds. Notice that it's saying 1 of 2, 2 of 2 as you click off of it. And then on the bigger platforms, they're putting more and more ads where you have to sit through the ad, like the duration of the ad. Some are 15 seconds long, some are 30 seconds long, but they're forcing you to sit through the duration of other ads on the bigger channels and bigger platforms, which to me makes absolutely no sense when you could just be running the ads on everybody's video and let everybody be a part of the YouTube partnership program. So I just want to share that with you guys, and once again say thank you to all the subscribers, to the people who comment and who rate the videos. So let's go ahead and get into this recap. So you remember on the last episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, they were checking out of the Airbnb that Cynthia had provided for them, and Nene had found them an upscale 5-star hotel to move into. So the ladies are boarding the bus, the little mini buses that's taking them around Barcelona. Are they in Barcelona? Yeah, that's taking them around Barcelona. And so everybody's like, well, where's Portia? Where's Portia? So Nene lets them know that Portia has decided to leave. And so she tells them that Portia came to talk to her and that she didn't talk bad about any other ladies. She just said that she felt there was too much negativity, and she felt herself, getting upset and bothered, about some of the things that were being said and done, and she just didn't feel comfortable. So she had made the decision to leave. And then Nene was like, she explained to Portia, which she did, that, she needs to, get all the ladies together and apologize to them. And I'm still trying to understand why, number one, why does Portia owe the whole group an apology? And I think that Portia has apologized to, unless I'm missing something. I thought she had done apologize to everybody. And then inviting them over to her house, like if they was feeling some way about Portia, like the ones that didn't come, that made up excuses why they couldn't be there, the hell with y'all. And then the ones that did come, why did you come if you're harboring resentment against her? So Marlo, who know that she was the one that started the whole thing, gonna say that she thinks that Portia's problem is that she's upset that Candy won't accept her apology. And so then Candy says that, you know, at some point she will be able to be cordial with Portia, but she isn't there yet, you know, and Portia just got to respect the process. And so then they get to the hotel and everybody is pleased with the hotel. And it was a nice hotel. It was a step up from the Airbnb. And at first I thought it was like, what kind of hotel is this? This guy, you know, that looked like a penthouse. But then I realized that it was multiple suites. So I think like one suite might have had 2 bedrooms. And then, you know, they were sharing suites because I think Shamia and... I'm not really sure how the whole setup was made, but it was a step up from where they were before. So as the ladies were getting settled into their rooms, and some of them were, you know, gathering together, and others, like Sheree, was in her room, and then Shamia came in, and so I'm thinking, that's why I think it was suites, where it might have been like a 2-bedroom suite or 1-bedroom suite, because it seemed like Shamia and Sheree seemed to have been in the same suite together. So anyway, Shamia came in and was trying to talk to Sheree, but then Tyrone called. And I'm like, now I know you paying a pretty penny to be getting calls from Tyrone at that prison, at that federal prison in the United States. I can only imagine what the rates are to be taking an international call from a federal prison. But Sheree was waiting on that call. She said that she had been missing him all day long. He had been trying to call her, so she took the call. And so while she was talking to him on the phone and telling him, you know, they had changed hotels and all this stuff, her 15 minutes ran out and she got cut off. So over in one of the other suites, the ladies are sitting around and Candy comes up with the idea that they should give Sheree a makeover and do like a photo shoot for her, like a sexy photo shoot, and she can send the pictures to Tyrone. So they all agree, you know, that this is going to be a fun idea and that Sheree is going to be down for it. But we know that when Sheree heard about it, she was like, oh, hell to the no, no, no. But they eventually talked her into it. So Marlo takes her over to her room to get her all dressed up and everything. And so they gave Sheree some, I think it was some leopard print stockings, and then some leopard print shoes, pumps. And they were red bottom pumps, but all the red had been scuffed off because I guess Marlo wear her red bottoms a lot. And so Sheree was like, oh my God, like what size are these shoes? Are they like a size 15? And Marlo said, no, they was a size 12. And that's still a big old shoe. And then you figure Marlo and Sheree are probably like this to each other. So, you know, Sheree's feet are nowhere near a size 12. And then she gave us some black outfit with a big, was it Gucci or Givenchy belt? One of the designers with a G. And speaking of Givenchy, he passed away this weekend. I never knew his name was Herbert, or is it Givenchy? But y'all know who I'm talking about. But anyway, he passed away. So anyway, they get Sheree over there, and so Marlo was the makeup artist. Eva was supposed to be like the modeling coordinator that was going to tell Sheree how to pose on these stairs that was in one of the suites. And then Candy was the photographer. So, you know, Sheree was like, she didn't want to do it. She felt uncomfortable. Marlo had then gave her one of her long flowing wigs. And so they get Sheree, and they had Sheree on the stairs. Sheree was so stiff. And she was going on and on about how, you know, she already feel uncomfortable. But then to have all of them staring at her while she's like in this awkward position wearing clothes that she's not comfortable in was only making it worse. But honey, after they had them prop Sheree legs up on the banisters and told her how to turn, had to give her this telephone to hold on, like, you know, call Tyrone. It looked like it was fun in the end, and the pictures did turn out to be cute. But I think it would have been nicer if they all, I mean, they were all playing around and carrying on, taking pictures, but I think it would have been nicer and less stressful to Sheree if they had all did a photo shoot. But no, they did it for her. But Sheree said even though the pictures did turn out okay, she is not sending them pictures to Tyrone. Oh, and then she was like, before Sheree came down, Nene talking about, well, how they gonna get the pictures to her? Like, you can't send the person no phone. And I'm just like, come on now, y'all know good and well y'all can download. And I think Candy was one that said, no, we just send them to the printer and get them printed. But I don't know if you can send people in prison seductive pictures like that. Do they allow that? Yeah, let me know down in the comments. So earlier when Sheree was talking on the phone to Tyrone and they were discussing the whole idea of doing the photo shoot, Candy had brought up to Nene that she wanted to know what her past was with Tyrone. So immediately Nene gets defensive. She gets irritated and upset. And she's like, let me tell y'all, don't be asking me about Sheree's man. That is Sheree's man. I'm a married woman. I've been married for 20 years. And she's like, I have never dated Tyrone. And so then Candy was like, well, who said anything about you dating Tyrone? I'm just asking you what is the conflict that's going on. But Nene got very defensive very quick, and she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to be bothered with it. So I don't know what tea is going to come out when it's all said and done about Nene and Tyrone and whether they dated or hooked up, had sex, or what was going on. But Nene was not about having that conversation. So then the following morning, I think it was Shamia, Eva, and Candy and Sheree. They were together in one of the suites. And then in one of the other suites, it was Nene, Marlo, and Cynthia. So Marlo came into Nene's bedroom and she was basically, talking to Nene, about they had a good time and everything. And then we got little flashbacks of them just being up to like 4 o'clock in the morning, dancing and carrying on. So then Cynthia came in, and then Marlo was saying about how sore she was, and she couldn't understand why her thighs were so sore and everything. And so then Cynthia was like, it's because you was dropping it and, dancing. So then we get a scene of Marlo where she was bouncing up and down and everything. And I was like, it just seemed like they, at moments of this trip, they were really, really having a great time, like real girlfriends would have a great time together. But then it's like Bravo was making them throw in the little messy stuff, like, we can't watch them all getting along and having a good time and be happy with that. It's like they think we have to have drama at all times. And so they're over there talking and carrying on. So then the other four, like they're up there. I think they had them brought breakfast in or whatever, and they're sitting there talking. And so Shamia brought up the fact that Candy had asked Nene about Tyrone. And so then Sheree was like, well, what do you mean, what's going on? So then Candy started telling her about how Nene had just told her a new one when she brought up about Tyrone. And, she said that she never dated Tyrone. Then Sheree, that was all Sheree heard was, dated Tyrone? What you mean, dated Tyrone? And I was like, Sheree, you are too old to be acting like this over a man that's in jail. So anyway, they got Sheree head back to spin around talking about Tyrone and what Nene said. So then Sheree fills Shamia and Eva in on the whole history. And I had to totally forgot about the scene that was in, like 6 years ago where Nene and Sheree had that fight where they had met up together and they were at the restaurant and Sheree was telling Nene that if she had all this, because Nene said, oh, I got Trump dollars. And then Sheree said, well, you need to take some of that money and go get your teeth fixed. Now, I remember that scene, but I forgot the part about the Tyrone because Tyrone didn't mean anything at that time. We probably weren't paying any attention, but y'all know Bravo had the receipts. So they had to replay that scene. And then Sheree was saying how her and Nene didn't talk for 4 years after that happened, and that it wasn't until they were in Jamaica that her and Nene, which was like 2 years ago, where they actually started back talking to each other. So now she feels that Nene has been being fake with her, and I was just like, oh my God. And so now Sheree is thinking that there's more to the story because Tyrone had told her, like, Nene doesn't want to go there with him. So now she's already thinking that there's something that she doesn't know about. And so that just added fuel to the fire. So as all of this is going on, all the filming of them being in Barcelona, there is some kind of like civil unrest was going on at the time where they were trying to vote for, I don't know if it was for independence or what. I remember seeing people doing Periscope lives of the fighting, where the the police was trying to keep people from going in to vote, and it was just very violent where the police was beating the citizens and everything. So that was during the time that they were over there and they were filming the vacation was while this was going on. So then the ladies decide, you know, that they're getting ready to go out on the town and do some sightseeing and shopping and everything. So they get on this boat, on this bus. And then here comes Cynthia with the flirting with Candy. And then Marlo said to Candy that she saw Candy sneak into Cynthia's room. And then Candy was like, you a lie. You didn't see me slip into her room. And then Candy's bragging about, you know, if she had ever gotten with Cynthia, you know, Cynthia would have never forgot it. And you know, how she's just so good in bed. And I'm just sitting there like, well, how can you joke with Cynthia about it, but then you still want to be mad at Portia for what Portia said? So either you're a freak or you're not a freak, Candy. Like, come on, can't go both ways. So then Cynthia started licking her lips at Candy like she in some damn porn flick. And I was just like, I am so ready for this part of the storyline to be over. And then somebody on the bus, I think, said that one of Cynthia's things that she wanted to do while she was there must have been to, you know, hook up with Candy. Oh, Cynthia was telling Candy, talking about, oh, if she made her woman, how she would cook and she would clean and she would take care of everything that Candy needed, that Candy wouldn't have to do anything but go to work. And I was just like, Cynthia, please stop. Like, please stop before you go too far. So then the ladies head to this some kind of restaurant where they were selling aged old pigs or something like that. They had the ham hocks and the ham legs and everything, but they had dried out and they was just all out in the air. And so half of them went up there to taste the dried up pig. I was just like, who does this? And Eva said that the best way she could describe it was that it smelled like a fart. And I'm thinking, I ain't put nothing in my mouth that smelled like somebody that farted on it. But they all tasted. I didn't really get whether it was good or not. Then Nene was being over dramatic, like, I don't want this, I don't even want to touch it. So they went on and on and on about that. So then she eventually ate it. And then Candy, I think it was Candy, Shamia, and Sheree, they decided that they were going to go shopping. So they broke off from them and went somewhere else and then ended up going to a restaurant to have dinner together. During their time together, you know, Candy was pretty much saying that, because I think they started hearing sirens in the distance, and Candy was saying that she was really uneasy about the unrest that was going on, and she really didn't want to be involved in any kind of political upheaval, you know, because that's not her problem. It doesn't affect her. You know, she doesn't like rioting and protesting, and so people on social media didn't take kind to that, because they're like, those people are fighting, you know, for their independence and for their children's independence, because they want their children to have more rights, you know, when they come of voting age, and that they're basically having their rights suppressed just like the black people had their rights suppressed during the civil rights era. And for Candy to be so nonchalant and say, you know, she doesn't want to be bothered with it, or she doesn't want to have anything to do with it, you know, then they were saying how, what is that her same opinion when unarmed people are being killed by the police? Did she say, well, you know, leave that protesting and rioting and stuff away from me, because that's not my issue and I don't want to be bothered with it? So I think that even if she felt that way, she probably shouldn't have voiced it on the show, because it did make her seem like she was a little insensitive to what was going on around her. So then Cynthia decided that it would be a good idea if they went on a road trip to put some distance between the political climate in Barcelona, you know, just get away and get out in the country somewhere. So they all get on the bus, and Cynthia says that where they're going is like an hour and a half away, but it's going to be all about love and positivity. Oh, so then Cynthia asks, did anybody have anything positive that they wanted to share? So then Candy said that she had wrote a new song, you know, she just recorded a new song. So they asked her, you know, to sing some of the songs. So she started singing. And the song was either called Fake People, or she was singing about she don't do fake people. So I'm like, okay, so was the song supposed to be like a a dig at Portia and the whole situation, and then she calling Portia fake for still trying to be her friend. Like, I didn't get what the point of the song was other than to be messy. So then when Nene starts getting into the song, Cynthia says that the message isn't positive. She's like, I like how you sing. I think you're a good singer and everything, but that song wasn't positive, and this trip is about, love and light. So they finally get to their destination, and they're out at like a beach, and they have to walk down some steps to get to the beach. And so Cynthia asks them all to turn their back to the water, which they do. And she explains that, turning 50 was a very serious time in her life, and she's in a really good place, and she wants her friends to be in a really good place also. So she had like these tall candles, and she lights all the candles and, give one to each person and tells them that there's a name of another person on the bottom of each one of the candles, and then they have to come before the group and say something nice about whoever name is on the bottom of the candle. So Candy has Sheree on her candle, and she says that, she can't wait to see Sheree become even more powerful of a woman than she already is. And I think she even said Sheree was beautiful and everything. And then Marlo had Candy's name, and she says that she loves Candy, and that Candy loves hard and she works hard and everything. And then Eva got Shamil. So Eva just immediately was like, well, what can I say? Like, she's saying this in the confessional. What can I say about this girl other than the fact that she's beautiful? So then she gets up and starts talking about, we got started on the wrong foot, and I thought you asking me that question about Missy Elliott was childish and petty. And I'm sitting there like, really? Is that what you're going to do? But then after she got all that off her chest, she going to flip it around and say, but despite all that, I think you're a beautiful woman, and I hope that we can start anew and become friends and get to know each other better. So Shamil was like, oh, that was so nice. And then she goes and hugs her. So then Sheree got Marlo's name and says that Marlo has a great heart despite their fallouts in the past. But, she's hoping that they have can build a friendship. Shamil, of course, had Eva's name. Eva had her name. And so she says that, yeah, we did get off on a bad start, but I hope that, eventually we can move forward and become friends. So Nene had Portia's name, and she says that she hopes that Portia knows that everyone is still there to support her, that they love her, that they're all like sisters, and no matter what they go through, that they're still a sisterhood and care about each other. So the camera kind of like panned over to Candy, and Candy wasn't looking like she was feeling that message. But then in her confessional, Candy says that she doesn't like how things went down between her and Portia, but she feels that she can be cordial with Portia for now, and that eventually, they'll get to a better space, but she ain't ready to get to that space yet. And then she said, oh no, I'm just kidding. So hopefully this will be the end of the Portia and Candy foolishness, because that story is played out. So Cynthia has Nene's name, and so she says that no one makes her laugh harder than Nene does, and she calls Nene a God-given friend, and says that she hopes they remain friends for many, many years, and so they hug and everything. And so no one had Cynthia's name, and so she told the ladies to just go around and one by one, each of them say something about her. But I think only one person said something, and then we didn't get to see. I guess they edited that out. So then Cynthia said she was going out into the water and she was going to cleanse herself. So they were like, you going to get your dress wet? What is you doing? So she goes out into the water, but she pulled her dress up. But she was only like, I don't even think the water reached her knee. And so then she was like getting the water and throwing it over her, and she was saying something. And so Candy was like in the confessional saying, that seemed more like a whole bath than a baptism to me. But, if it works for her, it does. So after Cynthia came out of the water, they all walk out, leave the beach area. Then I think Marlo made the comment that, dang, we need to take those pictures while we were out there. But I'm sure Bravo got some pictures for y'all. Guys, that was how the show ended. It was a cute little episode. I'm glad there wasn't a lot of fighting and arguing and carrying on. But I have not missed Miss Kenya Moore at all, and I think that they could really do away with Kenya. And I don't even think that the ladies have mentioned Kenya since they've been on the trip. And I do hate that Portia left, but I'm thinking that had she stayed, they probably wouldn't have had this little, mellow episode that they had. But overall, it seemed like everybody had a good time in Barcelona. It seemed like it was a mellow episode. Wasn't too much going on, but I did like to see the camaraderie between the ladies. So that's it for me, guys. Leave your comments below, rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye bye.